So this self-defense is grab the hair from the front, and we'll also do grab the hair from the rear. This is always a really tricky one to me, and this is one I worry about getting it right a lot. And again is the immaculate Jacob helping us today. So grab the hair from the front, and we'll do some variations on this also. So he's going to grab with his right hand, mostly for two reasons. One, most people are right-handed, but I encourage you to train both ways just in case, right? Also, with the right hand, you can see him on the camera a little bit better. So first thing you want to do is protect your hair. If I stand here like this and he pulls, there's a good chance he could pull me forward, but also he could just pull out a handful of hair, and in real life, it's not just hair. Skin gets attached to that a lot of times. So hand goes over, here and here, and I'm going to clamp down. Now, this will give you a little bit of protection if he starts to punch that arm, because really, nobody's just going to grab and just stand there and look at you, right? They're going to start hitting with that arm. So that protection helps a little, but it's not going to help a lot. So you're going to try to move as quick as you can, right? So here. Now, from this, I'm going to step back with my right leg. It could be left, but for this, I'm going to do right leg. And I keep this gripping real tight on his wrist. And I'm going to push forward with my head. So if he lets go for a second, you'll see basically what's happening is my head is pushing here on the top of his knuckles or his fingers, while my hands are pulling this way. So it's basically making his hand do this, right? So I'm here and I push down, and I can even push forward towards him. And I keep my fingers there, and I push my thumbs up against his knuckles as I make that transition, right? So it's here, protect my head, go down, push. As he pulls off, I push my finger or my thumbs against his fingers. Now, could he still hit with other arm? Yes, he could. You gotta be careful for that and really watch. And when you see that start to go, crank the arm down. At least get him at a bad angle where he can't hit as well. Now, from there, you can do lots of things. You can turn and run if you want to be really mean. Slam into him, then run. You can kick. Lots of things, okay? So again, he grabs, grab. The ridge, that edge of your hand goes in on the bend of his wrist. Thumbs go here, push, pull down, kick, turn, run away. Anything else you want to add in there? That's it. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Let's grab the hair from the front. Now this one, grab the hair from behind. This one's a very tricky one to me, I feel like. Because there's so many unknowns, so many variables, and I hate being attacked from behind because you don't know what they're going to do. But let's say I'm standing here, he comes over, grabs my hair from behind. We follow the same rules as the front hair grab. So I take my hands, put them here. Now again, I want to protect my head because he's probably going to start hitting me with that arm. There's no reason for him not to do that. So I shield this over like a shield block or a shield stance. Now from there, I'm going to take one little step forward. I'm going to bend over and turn in the direction of his thumb. So if you see, he's got his thumb here, right? I know he's got his right hand's grabbing me, so I know his thumb's pointing this way. So that's the direction I'm going to turn. If he grabbed me with the other arm, other hand, I'd turn the other way. So here, I go down, turn, and come up. Okay? Kick, roll it over, get out of there. There are a few different ones I've seen like that, but let's work on this one today. We'll talk about some of the variations at the end. So he's got me grabbed, and unfortunately what's probably going to happen if he grabs me, he's probably going to pull back. So really, before I can do anything, that pull's probably going to happen. So I have to get used to the idea of blocking that pressure, that pull, at the same time as stepping back. Right? Then turn and around. Pull it over. Okay? You're still going to have to watch out for that arm. As you're coming around, that's the perfect shot for him to hit. So you're still going to really want to try to protect that head. So again, he grabs. Grab. If he pulls you back, you step with it. If not, try to step forward. Most likely you're going to have to step back, come around, guard the head, up, grab it over, and there. And that is grab the hare from behind. Alright, so now let's talk about our rules of self-defense. So within our school and our martial arts system, we have 3 rules of self-defense. First rule is always be aware. So that means always pay attention. Always pay attention to your surroundings. If you're walking somewhere, pay attention to where you're walking, what's in front of you, what's behind you. Not just what people are in front of you, which is important, but also what things are in front of you. If you avoid the people that make you feel scared, but then you walk into a hole and break your leg, then that really doesn't help. So you have to watch for things and for people that might be dangerous in front, around, and behind you. Also watch for places where dangerous people or things could be. You know, in a bunch of bushes, someone could be hiding to attack you, but also there could be a dog or a snake or something like that. So that's rule number 1, always be aware. Rule number 2 is always protect your bubble. Always keep your circle. And by that, what we mean is your circle, your personal space circle, is the length of your arms here. Now, don't walk around like this all day. People will think you're kind of weird. But get used to this distance. Don't let anyone that you don't trust into that circle, into that distance. Now, if we're going to do that with a partner, let me borrow my assistant again. So if she's standing there and I come over, I'm a stranger. Now I'm in her circle. I'm too close. But now she's being aware, she's being alert. If I walk over and try to grab, she can move away. She can move to where she stays out or keeps me out of her circle. If it's possible, she could always just move straight back. Right? And she could take her guard. In a situation where maybe you're walking down the street, let's say she starts over there, and let's pretend this is the street and she walks this way. Go ahead, start walking. I'm a bad guy. If I get in her circle, I could easily grab. So really what we should do is when she walks, go ahead, walk. She should walk away so that I stay out of her circle. Thank you. So that's rule number 2, protect your circle, your personal space. Rule number 3, run away if you can. It's okay to run away from a confrontation. It's okay to run away from an attack, but try to run to safety. Run to a safe place. Or my joke is always watch a scary movie and do the opposite of what those people do. Run to a place that has people, preferably people in uniforms. As if it's dark, make sure the place has lots of lights if it's not outside. And run to a place where you can contact someone or get help. So that's the 3 rules of self-defense. Always be aware, protect your circle, run if you can. Sometimes in self-defense, or maybe an attacker, a bad guy, comes up from behind the child and grabs the child and then lifts them up, maybe to carry them up. All right? So in this, what we're going to do is a technique called run in place. So basically, if you're looking at me from the side, it's like you're running in place, but you're going to move your feet faster, and as you do it, you're going to throw your legs up. Okay? So we're running in place. All right? Just like that. So if we do it with a young person, then that running actually becomes a bunch of kicks. So let me have my assistant over here. So she's going to stand with her back to me. So right back here. So I'm going to come up and grab, and when I lift, she runs in place. I let go, and she takes off running. That's run in place. Okay, kids self-defense, the first one we're going to do today is the grab the wrist. Now this one could happen sometimes. A bad guy, an attacker, could be walking up and they may come up next to a young person and grab one hand to one wrist. Okay? Since most people in the world are right-handed, we're going to do this as if the bad guy is right-handed. When we do this technique though, keep in mind that some of the self-defense techniques we'll use our basics, like the horse stance. And we'll be doing that in this. So when you do this technique, one thing you're going to have to do is make a chicken wing, or chicken fist, chicken hand, whatever you want to call it. So you're going to take all your fingers and your thumb and point them together in a point, and then bend your hand in as far as you can. All right? So when the bad guy grabs the wrist, you'll make your hand into that. Then from there, let's say I'm walking, someone grabs my right hand, I step back into a horse stance, put this hand here, and I drop my weight and pull down all at once. Okay? Now, I will have my assistants come over here and we'll do this together. So this is my assistant. So now let's imagine that I am a bad guy and I walk through and maybe she is not aware and I grab her wrist here. Now she's going to take her opposite hand or opposite leg as the hand that's being grabbed, step back into a horse stance, get deep, and then drop the weight and knock it down. Let's do it again. So take a real far back horse stance and drop it down. If you need to, you can take the other hand and push on their hand or their arm at the same time your hand drops down. Try that. No. And push and at the same time. Then, after you're free, turn and run away to safety. That's right, run away to safety. That goes with our 3 rules of self-defense. Now, push the button. And it's a really good, very simple self-defense. It is for a full Nelson. A full Nelson is when someone comes up from behind and their arms go underneath your armpit and then grab the back of your head like this. All right? It'll help if I show you. So let me get my assistant. So it's if someone comes up from behind here and then grabs. And then usually they'll push down. Okay? All right, now the dangerous part about that is when they're pushing down, if your head goes like this, that could restrict your breathing, and also that puts pressure on your spine, your cervical vertebrae, and if that breaks, that's really, really bad for you. Okay, so one of the ways to stop this is as soon as you feel their arms come through this area so that they can go underneath your arms and grab behind your head. As soon as you feel that, you take your arms and pretend that there's water balloons all through here. And you clamp your arms down as tight as you can and push your arms up to your body. Just be careful that you don't bring your arms up like this or in front of you. It just has to be right here along the sides. Okay? When you do that, their arms get or their hands get kind of stuck. And then when it gets stuck, that's your chance to run away. Don't just try to stay there and resist and fight or laugh at them. Use that chance to run away to safety. Okay? So I'm going to use my assistant again. So let's pretend that maybe she's not being aware, which is bad. Let's always be aware. I come up from behind. Now, as soon as she feels my hands go between her arms and her body, she's going to clamp those down. Ready? And run away. And she'll run to safety. It's okay if your hands get through a little bit. That's not going to hurt anything. And we have some more advanced techniques to help that or to deal with that if that does. But we're not going to worry about that right now. Stop. The ball. Forward view. Breathe in. Breathe out. Side view. And turns its head.